Welcome everybody to What's Up Bolts. I'm Fernando Ramirez, here to do the Chargers versus Chiefs preview. Obviously, big game this weekend, AFC West rivals. We will get to your comments. We will get it going. We'll talk a little Justin Herbert injury, some of the offensive line. Dan will review some tape from the offensive line, and then we'll give our predictions, obviously. And then I have a little surprise for Dan. Dan's not a big surprise guy, but I have one for him. I know he's going to be very excited for that surprise. So obviously a good time. So kick back, relax, hang out. We'll get to your questions. Make sure you guys throw them in the chat. I see Athir's already here, so GS is here. So we'll get to all that. But first, let's do the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So where's Compas?
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Daygo is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's pretty much it. Couldn't get better than a 2026 sixth-round pick swap for a seventh-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez, and I think you guys are ready. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for him? Are you guys ready for me to bring him in? Somebody tell me I'm ready to go. Let's get him in here. Somebody, come on. Somebody comment that. I am ready. I think he's ready to come in here. He's just waiting for you guys to get hyped that he's here. All right. Let's see. Is he here? Let's see. Is there a all right. Athir's ready. So let's do it.
Let's go, baby. Here I am, locked, cocked, and ready to rock. Let me tell you something. In case you're wondering, there's only one damn thing on this program I want to talk about. That's free Derwin James. Free Derwin James. Oh, shit. It's getting cut off. Hold on. Free Derwin James. Let me put this over here. That's my shirt. Free Derwin James.
Dan, you're not happy about it, are you?
It's just horse manure, dude. It's watering down the league. They're pissed because he's still physical. You know, it's just crazy to me. Like, what's this league becoming when your own Hall of Famers would not be able to play the way they played back in the day, dude? Like, I understand some of the guys from, like, you know, way back in the 80s, but, like, even the guys in the 2000s wouldn't be able to play right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it didn't seem like didn't seem like Jim Harbaugh was all too happy about.
Of course not. Can you hear me from there if I put it there so you can see the sign?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Of course not. It's manure. That's what he wants out of his players. He wants them to be physical.
So this is what Jim wrote off the bat. This is what he had to say about Derwin getting
exactly what you would want somebody that what the league is trying to get to, which is take the head out of the game. But you can never really take the head out of the game because it's in between the two shoulders. You know, it's very big.
Now
it's between the two shoulders, Dan.
Anatomy teacher now. That's hilarious. The other week was theology. Now we're into anatomy. I can't wait what next week's going to follow, dude.
Yeah, there seems to be, I mean, there's a lot of frustration from Chargers fans because of obviously this point right here that let me put mute before I start the video, but here obviously here's the one play that I'm sure all Charger fans remember from a couple of years ago where he picks up Kelsey and he just drops him. So I think that's kind of where everybody's kind of pointing to. Huh?
I love that. I never get tired of watching that clip, dude.
But I feel like that's where fans are a little bit angry that they're like, oh, well, maybe it's because it's Kelsey and it's coming up and everything.
Like, what a coincidence they're playing the Chiefs. You know, besides all the injuries, now on top of that, we want to handicap you further. Oh, and by the way, one of your best defensive players isn't playing at all that game. Oh, okay. Yeah, above head and board. We're worried about player safety, sure. We're worried about player safety, but we won't, you know, take them to the DMV and show them how to drive correctly. That way you avoid some of these things. Like, it's just a joke, dude. It's all a joke.
Angie was hoping for that the sign would come out.
I got it. Is it Angie? I can't. Okay. I got it, Angie. I got it. I don't have my glasses, so free Derwin James. That's all I got to say.
DZ, my bad, real quick. DZ. So Tony Jefferson was activated to the 53-man roster. So that means Derwin James was placed on the commissioner's exemption list. So basically, because he's suspended for a week, so he doesn't count for a roster spot this week. So that's why they were able to bring up Tony. So next week when Derwin's reinstated, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with that roster spot. But we'll see what happens. I remember you guys, honestly, Dan, when that play happened, he was like, he was like, oh my God. He's like, this is glorious.
I was like, let him know. Let him know what he is. He's a itty bitty bitch. That was a glorious play right there.
So obviously there's a lot of there's a lot going on. Athir, why? Oh, there you go. She says you're the best.
You're the best, Angie. Shout out.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody for jumping on and watching. Athir, why are you mad at me? I'm just okay. So Athir has not been happy with me all week because I've been saying that I feel like exactly.
Beautiful.
Joseph says that
Bring
play
that
was
thing in the fucking Louvre, Joseph.
Oh my God. By the way, I thought that play was a fumble because Kelsey releases the ball. Like JC Jackson comes in and kind of rips it out, and Kelsey dropped. That was also the game. Remember when Asante got a pick and they came out and they said that it had hit the ground?
Of course. A bunch of manure, dude. I don't even know how many more times I got to say this. One of these days, I'm going to put aluminum foil on my hat after a Chiefs horse manure win, and I'm just going to go at it with Alberto. The Chiefs, though, I need to try and rhyme his name or get it similar to Nick Wright.
But obviously, the reason why Athir's not happy with me is because Justin Herbert is hobbled right now, and I had said previously that Angel, what's up, man?
What up?
How are you doing? The reason why is because I had said that I thought what was best for Justin and the team was for the bye week coming up. You sit Justin for the Chiefs game. You sit him for the Chiefs game, and then Nick wrong.
Robert.
You sit him for the Chiefs game, and then next and you let him have the bye week off, and then you bring him back for that Broncos game ready to go. Same with Joe Alt, same with Rashawn Slater. Who knows if they're gonna do that? It sounded today like Justin was not really into that, but I mean, Pop today tweeted out that the O-line today was Jamari Salyer at left tackle, Zion Johnson at left guard, Bradley Bozeman at center, Sam Mustipher at right guard, and Trey Pipkins back at right tackle.
Oh,
so,
Jesus.
So I think Dan was okay until the right tackle part. So
I just don't like. We've already seen enough. Like Alberto says, we've seen enough. I've seen enough of him at right tackle. You know, at right tackle, he's at least a little bit serviceable and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess maybe there's not another right tackle. But and I get that they're
in my humble opinion. Yeah, but Athir, you're gonna be able to get two of those. Herbert sits your 2 games behind the Chiefs. I get it. But you can still make up ground. You're just gonna have to play a lot better football, which I think
like
the Chargers,
17 games left or whatever.
I still they still have 13 games left. The Chiefs on perfect. Mahomes has thrown 5 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Oh, don't worry. He's thrown 3 more picks, but they were defensive penalties, obviously, on that play. Don't worry.
I would just, and with the offensive line being makeshift, I just wouldn't risk it.
Go to
and
Tom's
the problem
comment.
is, like Dan said,
gasoline right there.
Dan's been saying Herbert got hurt on the play where he held on to it too long, and then the same thing happened against the Steelers. He had J.K. Dobbins right underneath for a good dump off, and he didn't take it. So that really hurt. That hurt the opportunity for him to get hurt again. I just really think that the Chargers should be careful with this one and just say, you know what, we have a lot of Do you see Casey losing the next 5? Let me go to the Chiefs schedule with here just for you. Remember, guys, this is a Thier show. So Thier the other day told me, he's like, I think on Lunas Live, he's like, this is my show. And I'm like, oh, because Gilbert tried to pull one of those. So Thier's like, no, it's actually my show.
That's hilarious.
I have them losing at 49ers. I think the Saints could give them a good run. The Bucks, I think, will fight them hard. At Raiders. That at Raiders one may be tough. Oh, at Bills? They'll lose that Bills game. Yeah, no, Thier, come on. They could easily lose to the Saints. They could lose to the 49ers. Both have very good defenses. The Raiders have a good defense. And the Bucks have a good defense as well. And then the Bills have a good offense. So, yeah, I could totally see them dropping 2 games within there. It's just a matter of if those teams step up and play high motor football. Anybody can get anybody in the NFL. So I do think that, and what Tom said is completely right. Can't win games when Herbert is out for a bunch of games due to being killed behind a bad offensive line. Yeah. So I just, that's just what I've been saying.
Bad to worse, dude. You got to stop the bleeding.
I would just rescue him. I would be like, look, sit this game out. Let's get ready after the bye week to hit it hard.
Especially the thing is too, like if you have the bye week there, like it's not like you have a game the following week. You know what I mean? So that's an easy 2-week window, and it's like on top of that, it's 18 games in a season. Not even including the playoffs. Like if your goal is to get to the Super Bowl and the playoffs and everything else, 10's got to be in there. And if you run them down now, who knows if 10's going to be in there at the end of it? You know what I mean? Like you can't trot them out there behind a line who's not ready to go or whatever else, who's not up to play.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, because remember, Chris Jones is a game wrecker. If you have backup guards and tackles and all that going up against Chris Jones, that could be a long day. That could be when
Karlaftis.
Carlo. Yeah, they have some guys up front.
They like
Spags
to blitz Tranquil.
does a good job. Spags does a good job, and on top of that, like it could be, an 8-sack game, just like Khalil Mack did against the Raiders. Like you don't want to trot them out and take all that abuse, dude.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Thier, you can always ask something. I mean, you know what kind of show this is. You guys talk, we listen, we answer, we do all that. By the way, Dan's offensive line breakdown coming up soon, so make sure you guys don't miss it. Dan has I have some good stuff for Dan. And Tom, that's what I was saying the other day. You give him almost 3 weeks. You have Bolton's a really good lineman. He's very underrated. Yeah. I think he needs to get paid pretty soon. I don't think he has yet.
They don't pay linebackers anymore.
Tom is right. You give him this week off, you give him next week off, and then even the Broncos game leading up to it, he could take a couple more days off to really rest that foot. But here, let's go real quick. Justin did speak to the media on Wednesday. Let's hear a little bit about what he had to say
for Derwin James.
Media.
It's doing better. Progressing. We got the results on the MRI and the X-ray. Both were good. So moving forward with it.
I asked you after the game if you felt like it was like worse then than it was heading into the Steelers game. After the MRI results, is it worse than it was? Is it about the same as it was last week?
No, I think it's better than where we were last week. I think it's progressing. It was just really painful during the game. It was the built up from the hits and the toll on it. But I think at this point I've done a good job of rehabbing it, of getting treatment on it, and I think we're taking steps forward.
Is that progressing from Sunday or since before Sunday?
We were talking about last week, so comparing this Tuesday to last Tuesday or this Wednesday to last Wednesday. In that regard, I think we're steps ahead of where we were.
You ended up going 2.5 quarters. Is that more than you thought you could go at the beginning of the game, or you really didn't know?
Yeah, it was just go out there and play until you couldn't, and we kind of talked about it. And as many plays as I could give, that was the goal. Obviously, I would have loved to have been able to play the entire game. That's the tough part about the NFL. But to get through 2 quarters and then a couple drives, and that's why we got a guy like Taylor and Stick. They've done such a great job, and we believe in those guys. And I'm going to do everything I can to be out there for as long as I can.
Is that your decision not to continue?
No, it was not.
Justin, is there any consideration on your part as resting and put the bye week on the other side, so just trying to get your ankle back for after the bye week?
I think that was always a part of the conversation. I don't think that's the way that we're heading. I think it's play by go day to day, see how it is, and keep getting better. And we felt like I was in a position last week to play, and I felt comfortable and safe going out there, knowing that I could move around and do as much as I could to protect myself. But we got to that point where they thought it was the best decision to take me out because I couldn't move, I couldn't protect myself, and I think as long as we keep getting better from day to day here, we'll see.
That's what he said. Did you heard what he said? He's like,
yeah, he couldn't move around.
No. He said, I don't think that's the way we're going. Like when it comes to Chris asked him, has there been talks about you not playing? And he's like, I don't think that's the route we're going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course he's going to say that. He's
gonna no, and I'm saying he's going to want to play. By the way, Dan, real quick, Felix.
Shout out, Felix. We're good. We don't give wallpaper material here. Shout out. Moving on.
So he so yeah, I just, and I mean, and this from seeing, I mean, I've seen Herbert play through stuff that, I mean, we see him in the locker room and you're like, dude, like, how are you playing? Like I told you guys, one year I saw Phillip, he had two guys working on some like vest thing that they were taking off of him, and he just looks like he was in excruciating pain. And that's the day that Antonio Gates revealed that he had like broken ribs and stuff. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things where you have to be cautious with him, and you have to be ready for it. But Athir says, damn, this is a big game.
I saw that. I'll tell you one thing, Athir. How was it last year when he was playing behind a shitty line or whatever? And then what week did he go out? I don't even remember.
Last year?
Yeah,
it was week 13 against the Broncos.
Want him going out again in week 4 for a few weeks? Then the season's really going to tank pretty fast right there, my guy. All this is, honestly, to some of these guys in here who are saying, Robert saying his hair hurts. That's kind of funny. Or do the Bosa thing. Yeah, that's a different problem right there. But all this is, and this is what people need to understand, this is a tactical retreat. Okay. This is hey, we need to kind of stop the bleeding because the season could go downhill pretty fast if all of a sudden Justin Herbert's missing, a whole month or whatever because of these injuries. You don't know how Joe Alt's going to be, if he's going to be ready to go. You don't know how Slater's going to be. You don't know if he's going to be ready to go. Sawyer was good in his rookie year, but we haven't seen him there in, a season or two. He's been playing guard. So who knows how he's going to be on Sunday, making the jump back because they've moved him back and forth. Same thing with Pipkins. We've seen Pipkins. Sometimes he's serviceable and sometimes he's a liability out there. Who knows what that's going to be? We've seen Zion Johnson not be very good. He struggled a little bit, especially against bigger guys, trying to use strength on him and other things like that. Bozeman struggled. The other guard, I don't know. I haven't seen him play yet, and obviously it's a time. But I mean, like, the risk the reward does not outweigh the risk because it's just not worth it. Because again, if there's 18 games and they play 4, there's 14 more games to play. You can make up
17 games.
Whatever, the bye week, who cares? They have 13 more games, whatever else it is, right? I'm not a math guy. They have 13 more games to play. If you start off 2-2, obviously you can make up ground in between that to try and catch up to first place or be the first wild card team. So there's time to make up. This isn't the time to panic, hit the abandoned ship and everything else. This isn't the time either to try and be a hero, because I think that's one of Herbert's probably biggest Achilles heels. I think sometimes he tries to be a hero and he hangs onto the ball too long and he tries to make a play when honestly sometimes he just needs to get rid of the ball to avoid pressure, to avoid getting hit and other things like that. Like that's my biggest thing. If he doesn't play Sunday, it is what it is. It's a tactical retreat. They're trying to lick their wounds. They're trying to get better. And when they come out on the second half or when they come out after the bye week, that's when, obviously, like you said, when they talk about quarters, that's when the second quarter starts or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this, and I know all you guys really, I know Charger fans really love Phillip Rivers and everything. I thought that was Phillip's biggest Achilles heel as well, there were times where he was beat up and he would still play, and sometimes he hampered the Chargers from. And I'm not saying hampers in the sense of like because of him they didn't win games. It was just there was moments where he was way too beat up. He shouldn't have played, and I know their backups were never that good, but there was times where even he was too beat up to play, and he would just go out there and play to try and give it a go. But sometimes you kind of have to put your ego to the side and say, no, you know what? Maybe this is what's best for the team. And I think Jim was the one that saw what happened with with Joe Walt and Rashawn Slater. And he's like, yeah, right. No, get 10 out of there. And besides, Herbert could barely walk. So yeah, it just, it's not a good look. Robert, I wouldn't say he's a bust yet. Just keep I would say keep on going with to see what he does, but he hasn't looked his best at all. But no one wanted to see Kellen Cummins or Billy Volek. Hey, Billy Volek, let's give Billy Volek a fair share. He led the Chargers on that drive in 2007 down the field, and they punched it in against the Colts, and then they punched a ticket to New England where Philip had to play on two. Remember, Philip was like waving at the Colts fans, and he's like, I'll be back, don't worry. So Billy, don't discount Billy Volek now, but no, and I get it, but there was just times where Philip was really hurt, and there were times where he
can't move as well, you can't play as well. And that's the biggest thing. You don't want to be out there on one leg, especially as a quarterback behind an offensive line. Like if we had the reincarnation of like the offensive line of Dak's rookie year or whatever, where you could pound the rock for 4 yards, yeah, that's fine. If we had the offensive line that, no neck Peyton Manning had the year he won the Super Bowl with the Broncos, all right. Yeah, you could probably trot him out there and he can just be smart, throw to the open receiver, make the correct checks. But the reality is you just don't have that right now. You're missing two of your best offensive linemen.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Especially because you don't want to go through any of that. But Dan, let us go now to, let's see.
That's a throwback, Robert. Nick Hardwick and Mike Goff. For real, though, we could use all the. Hey, Chris Dealman, he was nasty. Let me zoom in now so I can see this.
Oh yeah, Chris Dealman was he was definitely something else.
Dog.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Dan
is not happy about this.
Goodell just ruining my weeks all the time.
He it's
Raja.
definitely
Raja.
It's definitely it seems like he's trying to mess with you, Dan.
And I hate it. It's disgusting. Let the boys play.
All right, let's look up let's go with some film. Let's see. Let's go with all right, let's look at this one.
Damn.
All right, let's go with the offensive line here. What do you see on this first play?
Let's see this. All this against the Steelers.
So that's obviously J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, he zooms in. It looks
Patrick Queen had a big game for them too. He was all over the field.
Well, he's getting tossed by Cam Hayward. Oh God. Oh my good God. Was that Slater?
Yeah.
Oh geez, dude. No wonder he had to bounce that. Well, that's what happens. You can't base block. Now he's forced to bounce it. If not, that's a TFL. Look, he can't even. So what running backs are supposed to do, especially if this is inside zone, he's supposed to press the hole and look for it. He's supposed to press the B gap, look for a hole, and now he's forced to just cut it back or bounce it out. Right away. Oh my God, that's disgusting. He was leaning too far forward. That's his biggest damn problem right there. Oh, jeez.
So I think this is looking at the interior.
Yeah, let's see this. Oh, it looks like a little counter. Oh, my God. He can't even down block his ass. What the hell are we doing? Look, he's leaning. He's leaning. That's how he gets tossed so easily. Oh, jeez.
Did you see Pipkins was supposed to be the pulling man?
Yeah, what do you do? Oh, my God. You're supposed to put your helmet on the inside shoulder. Jesus, and this will fell for the okie doke. Was that Matlock?
Yeah, no, I think that was Slater, wasn't it?
No,
No, that was Alt.
Oh, he fall. No. The one in front of him, blocking 50 right there.
Oh,
No, the
yeah,
other one.
yeah. That's Matlock.
Okay, Matlock will give him a little leeway. He's learning a new spot. Jesus, falls for the okie doke. By the grace of God, block somebody. And does Alt just completely whiff and miss? Oh, jeez. Rough day in Pittsburgh. Damn Yinzers. Oh, yeah, he doesn't block a soul. Jesus' name. That's not good. That's not good. Pipkin struggling with landmarks as a puller. That's a lot different between tackle and that. Oh, jeez. Zion doesn't touch. Let's see. Does he come off? Let's see this. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, my God. Behind the landmark. Well, at least he does a good job. He at least gets him out of the hole. My God, dude. This is why you don't try and go, 2 tight end sets, a fullback and a tight end against the Steelers, dude. You want to spread them out. Spread them out. They grew up knowing how to fit the run and be physical. There's something about, I don't know how they do it also. Like, I feel like every year they draft well or they develop talent well. Oh, that's a nice little trap. And who does Zion? Why does Zion not block that guy? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Get this
It
off.
felt like everything that they had done so well in the first few weeks.
This is heartbreaking.
It kind of went away in this game.
Free Derwin James. That's all I got to say. I'd be like Marshawn Lynch. Free Derwin James.
So now Sawyer is in at guard.
You're going to make me switch to Modelo's. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I don't think he touched the soul. Like, who is that? Who's 83?
Eric Tomlinson.
What are we doing, dude? Just doesn't work his hips upfield. Oh, God. This is not making me happy, Frown. I do not feel, my heart tingling with happiness from the first 2 weeks.
This
is gonna suck on Sunday. Who are the announcers?
I shouldn't tell you.
It's Tony Romo, isn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it! Damn it!
Now it's Pipkins at left.
It makes it worse, dude.
Left tackle.
Oh jeez. Oh my God. He turns his shoulders so early. Stops his feet. This is depressing to me. This is so depressing.
Dan, you remember this play?
Oh, yeah. Who's that who drops it? Simi Fayoko?
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, you see how he's... Oh, well, this is a different play, but on the other one, he just stops his feet, leans, and just lets him go away or go around him. Oh,
this is Rashawn had just come back from his pectoral.
Oh.
No, he had gone out with a pec.
Run the hoop. Run the hoop. Does not make him run the hoop. Oh, yeah. Like, that's what pisses me off about tackle play. They're so quick to turn their shoulders.
Now Pipkins is at. Oh, okay.
Go back to the other play real quick. Look how thin the edge Look how thin the edge is when you turn your shoulders. You want to keep your shoulders square. Look how thin it is now. Look, straight beeline. He's just so thin, dude. Keep picking. Be patient.
Is it a problem when offensive linemen aren't allowed to line up in the backfield? Is this what happens sometimes?
Yeah, this is what happens when you actually have to follow the rules of engagement and everything else set by the league. Yeah, exactly. When you can't set 8 yards behind the backfield, yeah, like an H-back or something. Then look at Zion, dude. Like, stops his feet. Pipkins. God, this is disgusting, Frown. Stop trying to do this to me. This is bloody horrendous. Oh, he stops his feet. Jesus. Oh, Zion, my God. My God, dude, Cam Hayward has had his way with him. You'd think he'd be at one of these parties trying to rise up the industry circles over here, paying his dues. My God. All right, Frown. I can't do this anymore.
Okay.
I cannot. Please, no. I'm too weak, Frown. Free Derwin James. Oh, my God. You know, I told someone the other day, it felt like I just came back down to reality. You know what I mean? Like, God, that sucked.
Yeah, it is. It is Romo.
I hate Romo.
Guys, you guys need to get used to Romo calling games. If you guys want the Chargers
calling
to do
Chiefs game is the problem.
Romo.
I'm gonna listen to it on mute. I don't care. I'm gonna
Adir, I'm sorry. I was managing the film. I did not see. I was not watching. I was not looking at the comments. I apologize.
Zion is the Hulk blocking Aunt May. What is this? That's right, Angie. Free Derwin James. Terrible. The travesty. The whore.
Wow, people would actually rather have Brendan Hymus than Bozeman at center.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I mean, who knows at this
point? Tom,
Tom,
you're right. It is going to take some time, and that's what we've been Dan and I and Gilberto, 100%. And we've been preaching that it's going to take a while. It's just that the first two games, everybody got really excited, but it's going to take a while. There was a mess. They inherited a mess. So
the thing right now that people have to understand, they're laying the foundation, brick by brick. They're laying the foundation. When that happens, your freaking fingers get calluses and everything else. It's backbreaking. It's hard. It's not easy. This is the part where you sweat, you bust your ass, but it's going to pay off in the end. That's what the hope is, right? The hope is it's going to pay off in the end. So hopefully by year 2 or 3, he's in it, baby, and we're just rocking on another level.
Athir, I do not remember that game. I was but a wee young little lad. So
I do not
remember that game. I do know that San Francisco ended up going to the Super Bowl because they played the Chargers. So
DZ, I like that. That's what he does, DZ.
That's what he does. Wild. Dan, have you been excited about Quentin so far this season?
Free Derwin James. I'm at least happy to see that he's being productive. I still think the biggest problem is, he'll make plays early or something like that, and then he just goes away. That's a problem right now. It's true. It's not me trying to be an asshole. I'm being for real. And that was my biggest problem with Palmer. Palmer would be hot in 1 or 2 games with Mike and Keenan, and then he'd disappear in other games. And it's like you can't have that. I'd rather have the guy who's giving me 10 catches a game or whatever it is. He's consistent, moving the chains, and I think that's where this year I think you're really missing Keenan Allen because you don't have that consistent blanket to get it to move the chains and everything else. So I think that's a big problem. But, I'm just glad, honestly, as crude or as, silly as this going to seem, I'm just glad he's not dropping the ball. He had that one drop early against, I forgot who on an out route, and that made me a little nervous. I think it was against the Raiders. But other than that, he's at least catching the ball, even though every time
catching touchdowns,
even though every time they throw it his way, I hold my breath a little bit. And I'm like, oh, please, God, let him catch this one. But we'll see.
Dan, did you see this video?
No, what?
Steve, you want to talk about the Chargers wide receiver.
So I was sitting around and I was watching the game, and I was like, who in the heck does this dude remind me of?
Oh, let's hear it.
He reminds me of Vernon Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, let me call Vernon. Vernon told me that Jim Harbaugh believes in spreading the ball around, and then he's going to utilize guys that he wants to get the ball in their hands quick. What he's going to do is learn and discover what he does, and then as he masters that, add on to Quentin Johnston because he wants to expand and understand and say, hey, he has to play with great angles. He has to understand how to do this. He has to understand do that. If Quentin Johnston continues to take this coach and continues to be put in great positions like this, he's going to have a heck of a year and a heck of a career and play like Vernon Davis in the offense where you can rely on him.
That's unbelievable insight.
That's pretty good. That was the same guy who can't coach with him. Can't play with him.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Quentin could be in for a Mike Williams type of second year where Mike had 0 touchdowns the first year. He was hurt. couldn't put it together. And then Mike ended up having 10 touchdowns, I think. No, he scored 11 touchdowns or 12 touchdowns because he had 2 rushing touchdowns. But maybe that's another aspect where maybe Quentin's a red zone target. He seems like he's always open in the red zone. Like, that's the crazy part. He always seems like he's open in the red zone. So I think Quentin's been a very good surprise for Charger fans. I think he's put in the work in the offseason. I think he's really tried to get better, and obviously, like you said, Dan, consistency needs to come through, and I get that. But at the same time, I still feel like when DJ Chark comes back, they cannot lose sight of Derwin, your sign of Quentin, and still put him in positions to succeed. And I feel like they're going to do that. So I think Quentin so far has been very good. Again, I'm still very impressed with that pass in Carolina, where that touchdown pass, the first one, where he adjusted his body and was able to make the grab. So I feel like the first 3 weeks have really been encouraging for him. He's done a lot of really good. So I think he's excited, and I think they're going to keep on using him in different ways. I don't think the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs secondary is as good as it has been in years past. I think they're missing L'Jarius Sneed. Trent McDuffie's good, but he's not the kind of player that L'Jarius was. So it's going to be interesting to see the way their secondary plays this. But so far, Dan, the Chiefs inside have not been very good. They haven't been good at stopping the run. They've allowed plays. They've allowed big plays. They get to the quarterback. They disrupt, but it hasn't been all smooth for the Chiefs the first few weeks.
I just hope, honestly, the offensive game plan needs to be simple in case it's Heineke, and get the ball out quick, especially with this backup offensive line.
That's where Ladd McConkey is going to come into play, I think.
Don't have 5 to 7 step drops or whatever. Don't have developing plays. Get rub routes in. Get every sorts of twists and bends and everything else in. Get the football out of his hands quick. Maybe a few screens here and there to keep him honest. Maybe a draw, but get the ball out quick. Don't try and get some of these guys killed or whatever. Just try and be efficient. Stay ahead of the chains. That was their biggest problem on Sunday. Also, they'd get behind the chains and then they'd have to have all these longer routes and everything else, and it would take time to develop. And that's when he started getting hit and getting sacked. Like, stay ahead of the chains. Be efficient, for God's sake, on Sunday.
Dan, you love Eric Williams, don't you?
I do. I love Sir Eric. That's my boy.
Let's see. He was on a
naughty?
show today.
Was he naughty?
I don't know. He was on a show. Let's see what he says.
I think he should play. Now, obviously, he's going to be on a short leash. You're going to watch him. And if he gets to the point where he can't protect himself like they did last week against Pittsburgh, then go ahead and take him out. But allow him the opportunity to make that decision for himself. Certainly, Phillip Rivers was allowed that during his decade-plus time serving as the Chargers. I think Herbert should be allowed to do the same thing in the same situation.
See, that's my problem right there. You should call him. You should conference him in. That's my biggest problem, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. He has to go to bed. He's not that's not his decision to make. It comes from the trainer. It comes from the head coach. The head coach, that's what coaching's about. At times, you have to protect the player from himself. At times. Obviously, these guys are in the freaking NFL. They're going to feel like they're Superman. They're going to feel like they're the damn Flash. They're gonna feel invincible. I'm not gonna go into the past. I'm not gonna get into some of that stuff.
I can tell you why.
A lot of that stuff pisses me off, but you have to think long term. You know what I mean? You can't run him down. He's already taken a few years of abuse. He got harassed on Sunday. Like, you have to be smart about these things, especially what happens if he goes in there and for 2 plays or something like that, or a series, he can't, scramble or whatever, and then he gets hurt worse and he's out the rest of the year. Then you have to flush down the whole season, the rest of the season down, and you're going to end up with another top 5 pick. Like, I don't think Harbaugh really wants to.
Travis Hunter.
No thanks. I don't need Dion on the sideline.
Can I tell you another thing?
What?
except for Marty Schottenheimer, Phillip never had an alpha as his head coach.
Oh, that was another thing. That's why. Well,
Anthony was the first one that was. I mean, we all remember.
Nothing made me prouder than when he chewed his ass out. I think it was against the Bills.
Against the Bills, yeah.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that was beautiful.
I think that's the first time we had ever seen a head coach step up to Phillip, and
that
there were
was
some words
beautiful.
exchanged there. So
that was beautiful.
Maybe one day we'll tell all of that, but not for right now. But he never had an alpha as his head coach, and Norv wasn't one. Mike McCoy wasn't one. So Herbert has one.
Yeah.
Jim's an alpha. Jim's gonna tell him, hey, I think you need to sit this one out, or if you think you can go, we can go. I do think I think they might go with Robert, if you only knew why Marty
that pisses me off too. That's
it's crazy why.
We've been paying for the sins of that since that year, dude. They've sucked since then.
Oh no, we suck again.
Damn you, damn sound effects.
So obvious Angel, God, leave Hilbert alone.
Exactly. You let him know on his stream later, Angel.
Hey, remember last week Dan came through. He came through and he went on Hilberto's thing after. Athir thinks that Alohi Gilman's gonna knock Mahomes out of the game and the Chargers are gonna win.
Oh, that's your crystal ball, dude. You better share them winning lottery numbers with me.
I also I'm actually interested to see what I mean. There's not a lot we can talk about the offensive side because of the question marks at quarterback. But when you look at the defense, the Chargers,
Angel,
the Chargers have to be very cognizant of Rashee Rice.
He's a fast guy, I've heard.
Everybody needs to go with. Everybody needs to. I want to know what happened in Davis. Are you talking about Darius Davis? DZ
probably. Yeah,
he did miss practice today. Maybe Jalen Reagor might get put up.
That was crazy when I saw that name.
He was drafted instead of
I know who he is.
Instead of drafting Justin Jefferson, the Eagles ended up taking Jalen Reagor.
Dude, I had that guy in Madden one year, him and Joe Burrow, when you could import the stuff or whatever. All I would do is throw bombs, and that guy would always run under it and catch it. He was like Tyreek Hill.
Joseph is asking, so he's very fast. The only thing is, I think the Chargers would only use him as a punt, maybe kick returner. I don't think they want to use Ladd McConkey as a kick and a punt returner. He's too valuable to the offense, especially with Josh Palmer kind of up in the air and some other guys up in the air. I think Jalen Reagor might be, and there's the toss-up because he has had some butterfingers at times. So there's going to be the interesting point right there. So I wonder what's going to end up happening with if Jalen's there. Jalen's the kind of player that you could go, oh my God, he's wide open, he's about to make the catch, and then you go, oh crap, or he makes the catch and he runs into the end zone. So
what are you talking about? We've seen that last year. What the hell is if that's something new? Get out of here, crazy. I've seen that shit already.
Well,
how much more can I go through, damn it? How much more can I go through? I have my ray of light and my sunshine, and here come the goddamn clouds again to rain on our parade. It's unbelievable.
Palmer. Yeah. Palmer was a full part. Well, yeah, but it's still up and down, Joseph. But I think Jalen would be used as a punt and kickoff returner, which, like I said, he could be one of those guys that takes it home, or he could be a guy that puts it on the ground. So, but Harbaugh's been known to rekindle careers. I mean, and this is nothing. Percy Harvin was electric in Minnesota, but a lot of people kind of wondered. A lot of people kind of wondered about him going over to
Seattle.
Seattle, and he made the difference there.
You
If
won
you're
him a
Jim,
Super
you
Bowl.
give Brendan Rice. Guys, honestly, the Brendan Rice thing, there's a reason why he hasn't been used. I mean, maybe the coaches don't trust him yet. Maybe they think that he's not ready for this opportunity. So I just wonder what they're going to do this week, because last week Simi Fehoko didn't perform all that. Didn't perform up to. I mean, he had a couple of drops. So I wonder if Jim gives. Well, and Josh Palmer will be back, so there'll probably be a little bit less of Simi Fehoko and Brendan Rice, but that'll be interesting to see who they decide to try out there. But I just wonder, and again, going back to the defense, I think somebody, Justin Ebuye, was practicing. Pop, I think, put that he's been practicing at edge this week. Obviously, possibly they might be without Joey, so that'd be interesting. He's a pick from Alabama. Maybe edge is where he's able to make his mark. Obviously, we'll see what happens with the edge room. Obviously, you have Khalil Mack. And that's another thing. The offensive line of the Chiefs isn't as good as what they used to be in years past. So that's kind of been a weak point for them this season. But Mahomes has coughed up the ball. He's thrown picks. I think in almost every single game that they've played this year. So the Chargers need to be ready for that play and not drop it. They have to be ready for if Mahomes makes a mistake. But I think the guy that everybody needs to worry about is that running back looks like a bowling ball, and I feel like he's
the white guy.
Steele, yeah. You know he has a pet alligator.
Yeah, I saw that. The weirdo. He's probably from Florida, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously,
Carson Steele. It's gonna be about What'd you say?
I said a curse word because my back and I was moving.
Oh, I apologize. With Carson Steele, he's a bowling ball. He's a bowling pin. They're gonna have to tackle well, because he is one of those guys that he is just gonna be. They're gonna try and tire the Chargers defense out with Carson Steele. They just need to be ready for it. Xavier Worthy, another guy that they're gonna need to be really careful with, because he is he could be a touchdown machine. The speed. I mean, he only has 11 catches or 6 catches for 81. But they do a lot of end arounds with him. They like to have him run the ball. That's how he scored opening night against the Baltimore Ravens. So they're going to be careful with him.
That team ever again.
Travis Kelce's kind of been the outlier right there. 12 catches, 69 yards. Teams have kind of taken him away. He kind of looks a little bit disinterested. I do know that Jason this week on their pod said, "I can't wait for you to have the blow up.
Oh,
I can't wait for you to
shut up. I'm tired about the Kelce's. I'm tired about the Swifts. I'm tired of Mahomes. I'm tired of it all."
Oh, Dan. It's only week 4.
And I'm already burning. I'm already wanting to burn this whole thing to the ground, Frau.
Don't worry. I have a surprise for you in a bit. But yeah, it's going to be Travis Swift. The Chiefs really, I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster, 14 catches, 17 yards, 1 touchdown.
That guy? He's filming TikToks with his brother Jackson or whatever his name is. He's not focused about the field.
It seems like Rashee Rice has been their biggest weapon so far. He's averaging 96 yards a game, and then there's a fat drop off to Xavier Worthy with 27. So
would you say he feels the need for speed?
Jesus. Heyo. So they're gonna need to really hammer it down and make sure they're disciplined, because these guys aren't gonna go away easily, and the Chargers are gonna need to be on their P's and Q's on
Derwin James
on offense. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We're wrapping up right now. Dan, well, I'll go with the good first. Did you see this video? And then I'll go with your surprise.
Oh, geez.
Did you see this?
Have you been to his RV yet?
I haven't even heard of it.
What, dude? Bro, he was living in a damn RV all summer.
Yeah, that's right in line with everything else he's done so far. So why this is relatable, but now he's been hitting the cold tub and he just gets in full outfit.
No.
Shirt still tucked in.
Oh my god.
Just sitting there. He's like, hey.
No, does he? Yo, Joe, does he have khakis in the damn cold tub?
Belt, khakis. Coach, do those khakis that keep a little insulation? Keep a little.
Bro, yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of counterintuitive. You think a football guy like him would be like, I want to feel the cold.
Butt naked.
Yeah, pretty much. Have you been to
I'm not happy with Bosa right now, but that's funny.
All right, Dan,
I saw a photo of him the other day. Supposedly it was like 5:30 in the morning or something like that. He was at his local gym working out, and I was like, "Damn, dude!"
No. This was that was in Charlotte, I think.
Oh, okay.
When they
But
were
I was
out
like,
there.
how crazy! Like this
I
guy
think.
is probably so incognito. He can just go around in public and no one
I
would
think
notice.
Jim
or
is one of
whatever.
those guys that you have to like triple take. I think Jim is one of those guys that you're like,
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh. is
Then
that
I'd be like,
him?
Mr. Harbaugh, sir, please save this. Never mind. I'm not going to use adjectives to describe the team or the franchise. Kid show.
Angel, as of right now, we're thinking about the Baltimore Ravens game, doing
The Harbaugh Bowl
on Thunder Alley or whatever, going and doing a live podcast from there. We're thinking about doing that. Is that something you guys would all show up for the Harbaugh, showing up and hanging out with us? And we're doing a live pod. We're going to bring some of the journalists over, some buddies, and try and get them on the show. Hopefully maybe a former player or two, get them on the show and do something like that. Is that something you guys are interested in? You guys would show up and hang out. Dan's gonna well, if we hit his number, Dan will be there, huh, Dan?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll be sober. Maybe I'll have a flask. Who knows, dude? Who knows what type of Dan and Daygo's going to show up?
All right, Dan, are you excited for your surprise?
All right, I hope it's good. If not, I'm just going to walk out. I'm going to go to Moe's.
No.
Sit down at the bar.
It's on a trajectory that just is rising every single day. Every time I turn around, I'm
Turn this shit off. I'm going to
golf
dip out
course.
of this thing. I don't want to hear. Take that shit off.
Is there a
I don't want to
moment
hear from her.
by the
I don't want to hear from any of these people.
I don't really think so. He's always been one to be, in the limelight. He loves.
You do this bullshit on
attention.
purpose. Don't think I don't know. Just to work up my blood pressure. You're going to get my next fucking, what's it called? My next, what is it called? The stupid bill you pay for your health insurance. You're going to be the one to pay that. You're going to be the one who pays for my high blood pressure shit. I'm tired of it. I can't do it. I hate all three Kelseys. The only Kelsey I like is Ed. Why do I like Ed Kelsey? You don't fucking hear from the guy. He's living off his best life. I'm sick of it. Get them off. Get Tony Romo off. Get all these chief levers off the damn screen. I'm done. I'm tired of this. I can't do it. Kid show, big F, little F. This is the big one right here. I'm tired of it. I don't even know what she said. I just saw red. I can't do it.
She said that Travis is living his best life.
Care. I don't care about his best life. I could give a holy little rat shit about his best life. I don't care. Free Derwin James. Mama's boys over there is the reason why Derwin's not playing this week. Don't think I don't know. She probably put the call in. Oh, my son has to be at every other Eras tour. He can't take another body slam from Derwin James. Shut up. I didn't want to say it. Kid show. No expletives. I like this. Take that, Bronco country.
Ooh,
fucking dog. That's what I'm talking about. That's the way God intended. This is just manure. Free Derwin James, damn it. That's what I want to talk about. Free Derwin James. He's a prisoner of the NFL right now. Get his ass. I love watching
You
him
know what
play.
the NFL just did, though?
I love watching him play.
They did something really dumb. Derwin's going to come out like a freaking
Oh, I hope he kills. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't say that.
No.
I shouldn't say that. DeMar was only 2 years ago. I shouldn't say that. Allegedly. Hyperbole.
No, but I think Denver's going to get a pissed off Derwin James.
Who?
I think
I hope so. I hope so. I hope he looks at Sean Payton on the sideline and said, "You were all hot and bothered when you went to one workout of this little bastard. Just wait till you see what I do to him. He's gonna be a freaking noodle out there. His legs are not gonna be able to work. He's gonna be petrified. All he's gonna think, he's gonna be like the Jaws movie, where you see the fin come up, you hear the music, you know you're done. You're done, baby. Derwin's right on your ass. You're not going anywhere. Free Derwin James. Derwin James.
I think they need to get. I think Derwin's going to come back. I honestly think he's going to be really motivated coming out of there. So
no, and he's not.
They need to blitz him more, though. I think
they're not going to stand for any horse. He's not going to stand for any horse manure in the locker room. So that's going to be good. He's going to be a week down. He's going to be pissed, especially if they lose to Mahomes and the Chiefs' queendom. He's not going to be happy. We don't like the Chiefs. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. Get him out of here.
All right, Dan. What do you think of
I can't believe you thought that was a surprise or a good surprise. Putting Kelsey's mother out there as if I care. Why is she in front of a camera?
They find her very
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. I'm very upset.
Okay, who do you think? Who do you have as an X factor this weekend?
An X factor. I have no idea. Fran. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not in a state of mind after you play me this horse manure and you tell me Tony Romo's calling the game. The X factor will probably be Greg Roman. Let's see what type of offense he calls. Got to be fast.
So who do you have?
Greg Roman.
I'm gonna go with.
I like that, DC.
Who am I gonna go with?
Go with it quick.
Has suspended one of the best safeties in football.
Exactly.
Hard-hitting black and blue game against the Pittsburgh Steelers this past week. But the irony is this: who do they play this week? Again, the league protecting the Swifties and Kelsey's vaccinated ass and the fucking Patrick Mahomes queendom because he's going to play the fucking Chiefs this week. And they're suspending him for that week. How fucking ironic, NFL Roger Goodell, that you're suspending this guy for a game on Chiefs week. What a fucking joke you are. Roger Goodell and the NFL should be ashamed of its motherfucking self.
See, that's a surprise I'm talking about right there. That's a surprise. Play the good word according to Jason Brown. Shout out to Coach. Shout out.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Brett. I'll say Tuli Tuipulotu has a big game. That's gonna be my X factor. I think Tuli's gonna have a. Oh my God, Robert! Just go look it up on Real Coach JB's on his Twitter. Go check it out. But whoa, Robert.
Whoa.
All right.
Know your role and shut your damn. I like that, Robert, though. I like that. Hey, Robert, have you already started seeing the Vince McMahon doc?
Yeah, you guys all need to check out the Vince McMahon documentary. We're about to check it out right now.
Yeah,
check out episodes probably 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3
all
and
4.
4.
Who is your fantasy player to watch, Dan?
I'm gonna go with the white guy who has the alligator as a pet.
Carson Steele?
Yeah.
You think he's gonna have a good game?
They're gonna try and pound the rock. I think they saw last week. They weren't really getting pressure. They were kind of running the football with what's his name, Justin Fields, the best running back on the field at the time. And I think they're going to want to establish the run and be physical, keep the ball out of the offense's hands, tire out that defense.
I'm going to go with Joshua Palmer. He's due one. He needs a big game.
He's due one. Is there a Stargate in your room, Jay Quellen?
No.
He's due?
He needs to have, my bad, not he's due. Well, he needs to have a big game.
Shit, half of these guys need to have a big game, Frau. Get some damn confidence in this mother.
I really
you're gonna get me in trouble. Then all
right,
I get called.
Dan, who wins?
I hate to say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'll say Tony Romo's team.
All right. I'm gonna say Chiefs 21, Chargers 17.
Oh, a 3-point game? Is that or hold on? Are you saying with Justin or without Justin?
With or without? No,
with or without.
I think they have a better chance against the Chiefs. Without, I think
so with they lose by 4, without they lose by what? 10, 17?
Yeah, probably 10.
Okay.
It's -8, so yeah, probably 10. Yeah.
Okay.
DZ, yeah, I mean I feel like Palmer he had a big game against the Chiefs last year, so
I just read that comment. You know, I love that saying. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh.
Hey, he said it. He said it.
Hey, send it. Trust me, I want them to win the West. That would be beautiful. Have it run through SoFi. I would love that.
All right. We appreciate you guys so much for jumping on. Thank you guys so much for checking out another episode of What's Up Bolts. We will be with we will be back on Sunday. Most likely after the game. Well, no, yeah, obviously after the game. Probably about an hour and a half after the game. So probably at about 5:30. Just because I'll be in the locker room and stuff, grabbing stuff. So most likely let's just say it's let's just have it at about 5:30, 5:45. So make sure you guys tune in. I know the Sunday night game will be on, but have that on one side and then obviously us on the other.
You don't need to listen to Chris Collinsworth. He's trash anyway.
I hope you guys all make it out. And yeah, I think we're shooting for that Ravens-Chargers game to do a live show there at Thunder Alley. That's what Gilbert, Dan, and I and Vic have been talking about. So I hope you guys will be able to join us. That'd be fun. We'll give you guys more details as we keep on going. But again, thank you guys so much for jumping on. Dan, any final words?
Free Derwin James.
You're so angry.
I'm pissed right now. I'm so close trying to not see red.
Oh, Robert's asking if that game is if that's gonna be not a PG, will not be a PG-13 rating show either.
Which one?
Whoa, today was a PG-13. It was just there was a little bit of language, but
there's no beep. There's no beep. Someone beep and boop me. I don't know. He does this to me. He does this to me where he sandbags me with his horse manure, and I'm trying not to explode on a blood vessel right now. Trying not to bleed out internally, my guy.
Now here's a guy on a basic throw playing by Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, the way he just like Romo with I forgot whose comment it was about the hot dog earlier.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great, even better weekend.
Love you guys.
And again, we will be back. We will be back on Sunday. So make sure you guys hit the notification button so that when the show comes on, you guys know it and we can all talk. You guys can come and talk to us about anything that you guys have. Guys, jump over to Hilberto's show also in about
just go crap on him
and have fun over there. But again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Have a great rest of your week. See you guys later. Dan, one last time.
Free Derwin James.